Hi, everyone. Welcome to this bite-sized episode of the Becoming That One House podcast. I know we're going through our Remember When podcast series right now, and that's great, and we're really excited about all that's happening. But we did want to pay attention to the fact that we got a communication card question, and we wanted you to know that we are reading those, we are hearing those, and we are going to answer them like we said that we have always had. So, as Ben, you're the one with the card, why don't you go ahead and lead us through that?
Thank you. And thank you for your question. This is somebody in our church who is deep into their study of the Old Testament, so I think that's pretty neat. And this comes specifically from 1 Samuel 25, and the question reads like this. What is the significance of stating Nabal was a descendant of a Calebite right after character descriptors for he and his wife? It seems like an odd placement for it, but the placement seems intentional and not an afterthought. Well, you would be correct. The placement is big picture. It is David's story in the Old Testament through 1 Samuel, and it is sandwiched between David sparing Saul's life, and so there's still that tension between David and Saul. David and his men are hungry, and they ask a character, Nabal, who is very wealthy, for food and water. Nabal turns them down. He has no good he has no good reason for it. His name means fool, and so this is another instance where he acts as a fool, and he turns David down, which angers David and his men greatly. He is called a Calebite, I believe, by the narrator in 1 Samuel, because the narrator is trying to point out that he comes from a faithful line, a faithful family line. Caleb was one of the spies who said, let's take the land, even though there are giants in it, because the Lord has given us this land. So he comes from that family line, and I think the narrator is trying to say Nabal knows better. So then it takes Abigail, his wife, to intervene with David to get David to stand down and then pronounce a blessing over her. Nabal, the Lord strikes Nabal dead, I think 10 days later, and then David marries Abigail, and then he marries someone else. And so that's a whole nother podcast question. But thank you for this one. The narrator intentionally points out that he's a Calebite, I believe, because the narrator is saying Nabal should have known better, except should he have? Because his name is Fool. And so fools are going to act like fools, I guess. And there's the lesson from 1 Samuel 25. Thank you so much for your question, and thank you for your intentional study of the Old Testament.
Yeah. Just to add a little hilarious note for myself here. You know the book of the Bible, the book of the Old Testament that taught me that everything is intentional in the Bible and specifically placed? I believe Leviticus and Deuteronomy.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way you say something that specific without intention.
That's right. Yep.
Anyway,
thank you.
Thank you for watching. We hope you enjoy that bite-sized bit of That One House. That is how we end the other podcast. Anyway, we will see you. I don't know when I'm going to post this. We'll see you whenever the next Friday is.
Whenever Jake feels like posting it.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, that's not wrong. Who was it that referred to? Oh, Danny referred to it that one time as my YouTube channel, and she's not incorrect. Anyway, have a great day. We'll see you Sunday.